I'm up, I'm up. God. I'm up. I'm made in my way. Hey. Eh. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Hello. Hello, lovely people. It is me. OnwaVT. Today is a day where we are doing stuff. Uh, what stuff is a good question. We'll just have to figure that out. Yep. That's there. That's there. Oh, wow. Hi, Glow. Hi. How you doing? Hi. Hello. Eh. Talk to you later, Glow. Have a good have a good walkie. Happy time zone. Happy time zone. Have a good walk. Mm, uh, that's expensive. Movement would be able to go there. Yeah. All right. So there are ads. I'll wait until after the ads. So today is simple. We make $1 million. And that's it. We make $1 million. Thank you. Thank you. That's not the goal for today, but it could be. It very well could be. Mm, mm, mm. Oh shoot! I gotta do that. Right. A little note for later. I'll wait. We'll wait for the end. There's not much happening right now. We'll wait for the end. That's the idea. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ah, 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 ah. got away. We got away from the end. Dun, 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 dun. Do, 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 do. Okay, that's done. That's done. We can now do the stuff. So, gamers, game match. Today is very simple. Actually, not that simple. We might be doing multiple things. Honestly, I was just like my brain when coming up with what to do for today was like D&D and didn't and I was like, please elaborate, brain. Please tell me more. And it was like, nah, I'm good. So we might switch between some stuff, but I think the overall theme is the same. It's gonna be D&D. So what specifically about D&D are we working on today? You ask me, and I respond. Uh, I've been looking. I've been perusing the interwebs. All right, for a good. I'm saying a good one. All right, been perusing for a good Dungeons and Dragons first edition character sheet. All right, now fifth edition has the great usable character sheet, right? Like the fillable PDF. Everyone knows. If you ever played D&D 5th edition, you know, right? You know where it is. You know what it looks like. But there's nothing like that for 1st edition. Nothing at all. So I asked myself, Onwa, what do we do about this? And the answer was make your own, obviously. Now, a little part of me cried when I said that. Because that means I have to work on this. But that's okay. That is a-okay. Now, actually, I'll explain. Let me put up the stuff here. Oop. So here's the 5th edition character sheet. It might be a bit hard to read. I'll zoom in for you. We have no character name, class and level, race, background, alignment, XP, player name. Then here you have your strength, you have your stats, your armor class, initiative, speed, your hit points. You hit dice with your death saves. You got some extra stuff. This is some extra character flair. Some part to like put your weapon stats. Part to put your equipment and your how much of gold and stuff you got. Your features and traits. Your proficiencies in languages. It's a pretty all-encompassing thing. Second page, just like some backstory stuff, which I might just steal. Honestly, I might just steal this. Um, and third page is spell casting. Like some people don't like it, but like it's a good looking and a well like laid out character sheet. You know. Now First edition does have some good sheets. It has the thing is back in the good old days of first edition. Gary Gygax didn't think to make a one size fits all character sheet. It was the idea was is you would get a loose leaf, and that's what you would write on, and that your character sheet would just be on a loose leaf. Like there wasn't a predetermined thing. The artistic community is basically what made character sheets like a thing that was well designed, right? Now, that doesn't mean people haven't tried to make a good character sheet. There have been a lot of attempts. But the problem is, before I go and start showing you some first edition character sheets, the problem is that in first edition, there is just so much more information. So much more. All right. Like here in fifth edition, a weapon is a name, an attack bonus, and then a damage type. Simple. That's super simple, right? It's three little stats to determine what a weapon is. Um, in first edition, it is not that. Hi, sires. Is it sires or is it Kyers? Or is it Kiers? Or is it Sears? How you doing? Welcome. Today we're gonna be trying to make a first edition character sheet for D&D. So, can I roll preparation for my 5e level 5 character? What? Huh? What do you mean? I'm confused. Perception. You know what? I'll allow it. I'll roll perception. Do you see this stream? Oh my god, that'd be so funny if you just came in, rolled the perception, and if you failed the perception check, you just hide the stream. You're only a listener from then on. Oh man, sorry, I failed perception. I can't watch the stream. I can only listen in. That's pretty funny. Rolled a 24. I cast guidance +3, so I rolled 27. All right, hold on. Let me see my chart here. I should probably have my dice with me. I'm playing. I'm doing D&D. I have to check my chart for what you see. Hold on. Checking the chart. Roll the D100. Um, you see an elf breaking it down crazy style in the back. I also got my undead helping me, so I got an advantage. Still 24. Nice. Yeah, you see an elf breaking it down like mad crazy style in the background. Like he's pulling moves that I don't think you've ever seen before in your life. So it's actually quite a sight to see. Like this is gonna be a base memory. I am touching with my left hand. Roll me a con save. Bro, what the hell? I got a 4. I die. It's over for me. Roll you a D100. Okay. I got an 80. On the D100, I mean, not on not on the con check. If you touch a bird, both you and bird go HP go one. Like any bird or like a specific bird? If I just touch a bird? Okay, so back to first edition D&D. So there are like some character sheets. All right, here's some character sheets. Now, as you'll notice, if we compare this, like let's say if we compare this right back to fifth edition, you'll notice it is, you'll notice the first edition is a lot smaller. A lot smaller. Definitely harder to read. If you touch book, it turns to potato. What the hell? Man, what the hell kind of whack ass table you got over there? It is very, very table of curses. Mm. Oh, is it? Oh no, I was gonna ask if it was like the wild magic table, but I guess if it's table of curses, that's a different table. Yeah. So the problem with this character record, the thing is, it has a lot. It has a lot of good stuff too, like stuff that you would really want. That usually a lot of things are missing. But unfortunately, um, it's too small. It's a very nice looking thing. Like I would probably use it, but like if your eyesight is any bad, 74 is one of my worst curses I could give. You lose your name, no mortal creature can refer to you by your name, and any new name that you take on or nickname then becomes a name for you is also lost each day at dusk. You can't be targeted with the sending spell. Damn. That is bad. Now, luckily, people don't forget you. They don't forget who you are, but they probably will. They probably will kind of forget who you are at like to some extent because they can't remember your name. They can't like say your name, so they're gonna forget you because they can't refer to you by something. Anyway, so this is a very nice character record, like character sheet, right? But I wouldn't like I would use this personally, but I wouldn't like give someone else this, you know? Because if your eyesight is like any bad, like any like any version, any modicum of weakness in your eyesight, you will not be able to read this like at all. You need to have like a perfect you need to have perfect vision to be able to use this. Let me zoom in. Like see how many things there are on like one row? Like it's so much. It's so much stuff. You're always 1d12 minute late to any time event. So if an event happens at 8 p.m., you have to be up to 12 minutes late. Oh, but imagine like doing that. Imagine getting that, and then it's like you have to start doing a ritual at exactly this time to like stop a world-ending event. But because of your curse, you show up late, and then the world ends because you were late to the event. And does that mean you'd always miss um a solar eclipse or something? If there was a solar eclipse, you'd miss it. You'd miss it every time. You'd always be a couple minutes late. Yeah, it's like this is a really good sheet, but it's too much information. It's a really good sheet otherwise, though. Now this, now this sheet is actually not a character sheet. If you look up here, it's a character booklet. So this tries to have all of the information of your character, like all of it. So it's 8 pages long. Now, luckily, a lot of this information is like not necessary, not what necessary at all. Okay, for example, this here is just your family details. It also has your character description, like your sex slash gender, your height, your weight, your race, your age, your alignment, homeland, languages. Like some of this stuff is important. Some of this stuff is not important at all. Like your birth rank, number of siblings, liege patron, your father info, your mother. Like you don't need that. You don't need any of that. You could write that stuff, but you don't need it, right? Which 69 is also fun because it basically turns you into a devil fruit user without the devil fruit power. Oh, okay. Lose ability to swim. So you can still breathe air. Submerged in water, you just run out of strength. Oh yeah, okay. So it's the curse of the devil fruit without the benefit of the devil fruit. Yeah, yeah. Experience points, that's important. Saving throws, that's important. Imperial information, this is not important at all. Other family members, that is not important at all. Like obviously there's some importance to this stuff, like in a game context. There is importance to knowing people, right? And if you have a family member which you could go to like for aid, then obviously there's benefit in that. There's like some good, but man, that is not necessary at all. I don't know what to say. Far from that. Hit points. Obviously, you need to know that. Armor class, you need to know that. Base, you need to know your movement speed, obviously. Obviously. Weapon, and so this is what I mean by weapon. So remember, go back to 5th edition D&D. This is all you need to know about a weapon in 5th edition. Name, attack bonus, damage type. Attack bonus is just like, does it do as a 6-sided die of damage? Or is it a D12? Is it a D6 plus 1? You know, like stuff like that. In 5th edition, it's a bit more. You have obviously the weapon name. You have, I don't know what the hell this is. You have the 2-hit adjustment and damage adjustment. So this is the damage thing, right? You have the THAC0 of the weapon, which I do not worry about that. We will get to that in a moment. Where's number 8 to, by the way, Cyrus? Then we have the adjustment based on the AC, right? And then we have damage versus size. And then we have the range special. Like, there's, man, why they gotta do this to us? Also, hi, Pasta Puffin. How you doing? I'm going over some 1st edition D&D characters. Does this mean someone could attack 9 times in one turn? No. So, like, I'm trying to find. It's like this is 1st edition D&D, right? In 1st edition, stuff is very different. But basically, when you attack, there is an adjustment based on your AC. So, like, let's say I don't have like all the info here, but like, let's say I was swinging my weapon and I had an AC of 3, and 3 said you get a -1. Then that means whenever I would attack with my AC of 3, I would get a -1. Yeah, they were really trying to figure stuff out. They were really trying to figure stuff out. Every time you kill another creature, you must make a wisdom saving throw against your cursed DC. On a fail, the slain creature haunts you, becoming a spirit only you can see. These spirits follow you wherever you go, but don't harm you directly. Well, that's not only for a murder hobo, although I guess it would be that would be very interesting for a murder hobo, but also that would happen for like anyone, really. Because if because that would happen for any monster you kill too. No, like the thing is, some of this stuff is actually like pretty interesting. Like some of the stuff in first edition that's not in fifth edition is like, oh, I think like it's cool, and I would like to have that in fifth edition. But then you have stuff like this, and you're like, man, how am I supposed to make a character sheet when this is taken up like half of my page? I like stuff like this. I like too. This is for like keeping track of not just ammunition. I think they might have had it down here. Yeah, supplies. So like for stuff that you have a lot of, like rations, right? It's a lot easier to keep track of stuff like rations and and of like arrows and stuff with something like this. So I like that a lot. So we're probably gonna. By the way, the goal of today is I'm gonna try and make my own first edition character sheet that is not ass. It's actually readable because you're like it's like okay, here's your character sheet, right? Here's your character sheet. Try and read this. Can you read this for me without busting out some glasses? Like, come on. The curse DC is half your character level rounded up +8 plus proficiency bonus. Oh, okay. That's kind of like a spell attack bonus. Similar. And you guys see anyways. That's what I'm saying though. It's like who the fuck could read this? Who could read this? Like this is a really good character sheet, right? But you have to print this out. Like this like you have to print this out and you have to like put your like eyes like next to your piece of paper to be able to use this. But it's a very nice character sheet. It's a very nice character sheet. Have you watched JJK? I've watched the first and second season. I don't know if there's a third season out yet or not. I'm in a JJK D campaign. Ooh. Is it been good if I didn't need a magnifying glass or do most of this meant? It's exactly. That's exactly what I mean. The big problem with making a first edition D&D character sheet, right? Like designing one, is that there is so much goddamn experience. There's experience. There's so much goddamn stuff to put on the character sheet. So like a lot of the time, the like big question that you have to ask yourself is it worth it? Like what do I have to take out? Like what should I remove? What should I remove from my character sheet to make it more readable while still like not missing out on anything? So I'm gonna I like 23d6. All right, hold on. Let's do the math. If you roll 20d6, then that's 600, and then we just divide it by 6. Wait, no, I'm stupid. If you were to roll 100d6 and then divide it by 6, then that would give you from 1 to 100. So that's basically 100. So roll. So what you need to do past to roll a d100 is just roll 20 of your d6 5 times, add them all up, and then divide it by 6. And then that's your d100. You're welcome. That's a lot of d6s. Because of Warhammer. Warhammer's great. I don't have like a big army or anything. I only have like the starter box. But Warhammer's fun. I really like it. I have some miniatures I painted. Painting was fun. Playing the game was fun. Although it would be a lot more fun if I had like actual stuff, but I don't. I don't have an army. Okay, now this brings us to the what I believe is the best, if not one of the best, first edition character sheets. Okay, is this one. Okay, now this one is really good. In my opinion, this is a really good character sheet. Okay, it has a lot of the information that you would want, and best of all, it is actually readable. You can tell what this is without zooming in too much. Obviously, you have to zoom in a pretty good amount for the stream, right? But overall, it's like it's good. You're now the rat king. Your body becomes cheese. Animals such as rats are frequently drawn towards you. Alligators have advantage on perception checks made using the smell. Using smell to detect your location. Damn. He called you stinky. I'm sorry, Pasta. You're stinky now. You stinky fella. A fart smeller. So, this is a really good sheet. But there's one thing you'll notice that is wrong with this sheet. Alright? Would anyone like, I'm the king of rats, yeah! Would anyone like, oh, thank you for spawning your Wawa, Cyrus. Now, oh, it's not yours. Dude, I'm stupid. I'm dumb. It's not a curse if I like it. True. Would anyone like to guess what is missing from this character sheet? There's actually a couple things. Bruh, you can't do this to me. I'm actually very bad at word bands. I'm so bad at them. So, would anyone like to guess what is missing from this character sheet? I'll give you some guesses. Spell DC? Surprisingly, no. Surprisingly, that's not it. Ranger being good. Cock size J. Nah, that's the fatal system. It's not D&D, that's fatal. You're thinking about the wrong RPG. So, the thing missing is the inventory and also the movement. How much am I supposed to move? I don't know how much I'm supposed to move, man. And also, how am I supposed to know what I have? I don't got shit. Now, generally, there are also like some other things which I would want to add as well to this, but like those things are like secondary. You know, like there's things like the weapons also technically have a a length and a scale, right? A length and space to like know if you're able to bring, like, let's say you have a super big mace, right? And you want to like go through a tunnel. Well, you can't go through the tunnel if the mace is too big to go through the tunnel. You know what I mean? So there is that's missing, but that's like, that's whatever. Like, you don't need that, right? But like, I need my inventory. I need to know what equipment I have. And also, I need to know how much I need to move. There's also like secondary skills, but that's like also like, whatever. You don't need that. Got a D&D campaign, you got 3 magic items. Damn. Buddy boy's rich. So, we're going to make a first edition character sheet, right? And as we go through all the parts, I could explain if you guys are interested in knowing. Because I assume you guys don't know, even if you've played D&D, I assume you don't know first edition D&D and like what's different. So I could like somewhat explain what the things are, and if you guys want that, if you guys are nerdy like me, have a character lined up, yeah, yeah. For me in these kinds of games and fantasy games, I love doing magic. Magic's so fun. I always have magic some way or another. Even like when I'm playing Elder Scrolls, I got magic. I know that dwarves can't be wizards in 1E. Yep, that is correct. So dwarves are like in the description of the races. Actually, I have the player's handbook and the dungeon master's guide here, which I will be referring to. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show the books or not. Should be fine. Well, worst case scenario, Gary Gygax upstairs tells me to cut that out. So, all right. So dwarves are like non-magical creatures. I'm just gonna see if I could find, where is it? Dwarves, page 16. 15, 16. So it says like dwarves are non-magical creatures and therefore cannot use magic. Yep. Dwarves are non-magical and do not ever use magical spells. Like, damn, man. And Blazinger, when it first came out, elves were the only ones that could use it. I don't think that's in first edition. I think that might be second edition. Or maybe even third. Probably second. Backstory of this eye and the small determinant is there's a beautiful, clear blue sky. Oop. I could say first edition. Had multiple title like honor, one or strongest. He had a pure white hair and can cast spell and can attach people to him with a light blue hue and shoot or deviating. What the fuck, man? What the hell's going on? I don't know when Blensing coming. I don't know, man. IDK. I don't know. So yeah, there's a couple weird things in first edition, like this. There's this chart. For certain races, your character ability scores can't be like above or below a certain number, depending on it. Is weird. It's a weird thing out here. Is there's weird stuff like this all scattered all throughout. So yeah, like your gender actually matters because like females are, I think, are less strong typically. Like at least your max can't be as strong, but usually it's also, where is it? Oh no, actually apparently they're just less strong, but you could be just as intelligent and you could be just as wise. That's fucked up. Anyway, did barbarians at least were able to get their persona in 1E? I'm not sure. Let me check. Oh yeah, here's like, also levels were restricted. Like even though you could be like a cleric druid, for example, you could only go up to level 8 as a cleric druid. If you were, sorry, what am I talking about? A dwarf cleric. I'm stupid. You can only go up to level 8 as a dwarf cleric, which is dumb. There's like nothing. There's like no class and race, if you're not human, you like basically always have a level cap. A cool crocodile arm. Hey yo. You're gonna be a level 8 priest. Yep. Listen, dwarves love to drink alcohol, and clerics aren't all about that. So sure, I'll allow you to be a cleric, but you can't go up past level 8. When you touch something like yours, okay, so that's how you crocodile arm works. Alright. But a human could go up to whatever level. If you're a thief too, unless you're a half orc, you could go up to whatever level. So thief supreme, I guess. Oh, also, for levels, there's like a cap for like what features you'll get. Like there's not going to be more features after a certain level, but you can in first edition D&D, there's no level cap. You could go up to like level 1,000,000 if you wanted. But like the only thing you'll get past I think level 20 is only like the only thing you'll get past level 20 is a couple of extra like hit points. That's it. Half orc is just not the meta. It really isn't. It really is not at all. I think my brother, when he played, he was a half orc, and I was a half elf, which I noticed now is the only thing that could be unlimited something. Oh, this is the funny thing. Half orc, you can only go up to level 8 as a thief, but as an assassin, you could go up to any level. You don't get power word kill exactly. Free run, yeah, I've watched free run. If they have a second season, I don't think I've watched the second season, but I've seen like Ubel and all that. Drunken priest, it's gotta be how you do it. Yeah, so like that's some of the things about. That's like some of the things about first edition. That's like kind of gross, kind of wacky. Like they should. I'm glad that they changed that, but there's other things that I'm like, oh, that's cool, you know. Like I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure. Okay, so I used this as a base because I really like it. I've already started working. I've already started working on a character sheet, and I will need your guys' help to tell me if it sucks ass, and then we'll continue working on it. Level 4 isn't even enough to get into the nitty gritty of your class. That's what I'm saying, man. They don't got shit. They don't got shit here. There ain't shit in here. Also, making a character in first edition is terrible. Okay? I have this open. Okay? This is a first edition character guide. Okay? It tells you like the steps and what pages to use. Okay? In 5th edition D&D, it's pretty simple. You have the player's handbook and you like basically go through in order of the book, right? I realize they're dumb and funny. Please tell us. Right? Like you go through it and it's like, okay, first is the race. First is the stats. Okay, roll the stats. Okay, second is the race. Okay, I'll choose my race. Then you continue through the player's handbook. Class. Okay, choose the class, write down the stuff. Continue through the player's handbook. Oh, next is the alignment. Okay, sure, take my alignment. Next is the background. Okay, put my background. And then, okay, equipment. Okay, write down like it's all in order, right? First edition, you go through the player's handbook, right? Let's look at here. It's like, okay, first, choose your method in the Dungeon Master's Guide, page 11. Okay, then choose the stuff. Sure, that's simple. Now, check your race. Go to the player's handbook now, choose your race. Write down the stuff. Then go back to the Dungeon Master's book, page 13. Then record your race bonuses back to the player's handbook. Then continue through the player's handbook. Get that. Now I want you to go all the way back to the Dungeon Master's Guide on page 102 for your height and weight. And height and weight does sometimes matter, so it is important to write it down. Now go to your class. Go back to the player's handbook at page 13. Then go to from page 18 to 33 for your racial bonus. Not your racial bonus. Your class bonuses, penalties, skills, etc. Right? Then go back to page 12 and 19 to get your starting hit points. Then go to 10 and 34 to select your languages. Then go back to the Dungeon Master's Guide to get your secondary skill. Then go back to the player's handbook to page 40 for your spells if you have that. Then go back to the Dungeon Master's Guide at page 74. It's like I'm going back between these between these books, and I'm going from like page 100 back to page 20 to page 40 back to page 10, and then I'm switching back to the player's handbook, going to page 30. It's like, what's happening here? Like, what is happening here? Alignment is pretty stupid. Yeah, it is. It is kind of stupid. It is kind of stupid a bit. I think it was mainly for first edition. I think it was mainly for the monsters, so that the dungeon master like knows, like if like just looking through the monster manual, they know like, oh, this creature is evil. That means like they'll probably just beat your ass. Oh, this one's neutral. They might speak to you, or like if you're able to bargain, you might be able to bargain with them. Oh, this guy's good. Okay, he'll just be chill. I think that's what it was there for. And then since it was a game, they were like, okay, well, we have to apply this to everyone, so we'll give it to the players. And then they realized the players, it might be useless against. So they did do something. This is something in first edition that's also not in the later editions. Every player and non-player, I guess, too, along with your alignment, there are alignment languages in the game. So if you're lawful good, you know the lawful good language. And only people who are lawful good, only people who are lawful good know that language. And typically, it's like in the game world, it's taboo to like speak in your language, but it's there. If a bard gets Conjure Celestial and buy a joke book and fill all of them with Glyph of Warding level 9, Conjure Celestial with about 200 glyphs, and a thief tries to steal it and open it in the hideout, 200 euro going to appear all of legendary action. It's going to be kind of hard to get 200 glyphs like that, though. 200 level 9 glyphs? That's going to take a while. Is the language just people saying lawful good? Yeah, that's basically it. Lawful good, lawful good. Lawful good, lawful good, lawful good. Lawful good, lawful good. More than half a year, but still worth it. Is it though? Is it though? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So now I need to drink some water. My speaking is bad. So you violated the law. And I cannot speak. Ah ooh ee ah ooh. You spoke your alignment language. So true. Imagine you fight the BBEG and then you open your book and cast Waracon Stampede. You know what? You're so right. You're so right about that. I'm sorry for doubting you. Something I do like, but was also like needlessly complicated to understand, is this: 2 hit rolls, aka THAC0. This is something that old school D&D is known for, is THAC0. What I like about the system of THAC0, which is not in later D&D, right? It's very complicated. I'm glad they took it out, right? It made the game so much more approachable once you got rid of THAC0. Honestly, they could have gotten rid of THAC0 and nothing else, and like that would have gotten more people into the game, like so many more people. But the thing I like about it is that THAC0 is based on like your level, which means when you get better, which means like you get a higher level, right? As your character progresses and you get a higher level, it becomes easier for you with no changes in equipment to hit the same enemy. Okay? So at level 1, right? At level 1, it's very hard for me, a level 1 adventurer, to fight a goblin, right? But at level 5, it becomes easier for me to fight that goblin. Not because of just like better, like higher HP and better equipment. Remember, we're talking about like having the same equipment all throughout. But also, it's easier because the game actually makes it so that like rolling my D20, I need a lower number now. Like I don't need as high a number anymore because my THAC0 is better. And that's what I like. I like that when you level up, there's like an actual change in how easy or hard it is for you to hit stuff, regardless of your equipment. In my D&D campaign, my party is a natural good human monk, lawful good vampire sorcerer, vigil ranger, and a chaotic evil human cleric. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay, we need a level good visual ranger. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, so now let me show you mine, right? Remember, it's not done. And I might want to make changes, and I still want to add stuff. Damper's like half vampire. But this will give me your input. But first, so here is, I took the sheet, right? The sheet that we were just looking at, because it's the sheet I like the most. Also the sheet I'm most familiar with, because I've used it before to play games. So this is the sheet. I broke it down. So I had the 1-inch margin, and then I took a half-inch margin, and then I like cut it up into halves and then like quarters and stuff. And then I started like recreating it and then changing some stuff. So here's how it looks now. I'll zoom in. So here we have character name and player. Before this part was, I basically like changed all the parts slightly in some way. So here I put your character name and then you put your player name. Then your alignment's here. Your secondary skills are here. Your classes and your level here. Age, gender, height, weight, race, all here. And then your languages are here. That's what I put for that. Then armor class, hit points, that's the same kind of stuff, right? Except I added max HP here and your hit dice here. Although I do want to, I guess, center this a bit. That's better. I'm in a 3.5 campaign. We're on hiatus. I've never played 3.5. I haven't played 2, 3. I never played 2, 3.5, or 4. But I've played, my first introduction to D&D was the first edition, which was like kind of crazy because I'm pretty sure 5th edition was out when we were doing that. And, or maybe No, fourth edition was out when we were doing that. I don't remember. Um, and then it was fifth edition. Yeah. Now here, instead of having your race and class features here, I decided to put character art here, so you could just draw your character right here. Also, classes have titles. I didn't mention this before, but classes. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, classes have titles. So, for instance, if we look at the paladin, no, let's look at the fighter. Yeah. So a level 1 fighter is called a veteran. Level 2 is a warrior. Level 3 is a swordsman. Level 4 is a hero. 5 swashbuckler. Myrmidon, champion, superhero, lord. I like that part, even though it's like not necessary at all to play in the game. I liked it enough to like be like, oh, let's put the title. You know what? Let's put the title. I feel like veteran and warrior should be swapped. Yeah, they should. They should be. Then this is the same. This area here is the exact same. I didn't change anything. Weapons, I decided to remove the weight and instead put the length and space it takes up. Although I don't like how long length and space is. So I'd want to remove that. I'd want to like make them smaller. Maybe I just like do L dot and SP dot. But I don't know. Then we have attacks per round, and I added this proficiency penalty. Before, attacks per round was like down here, but I thought it would make more sense to have it next to the weapon stuff. And proficiency penalty is important for if you can't use the weapon, then you should not. Then you should have a penalty, and you should know what it is without having to look it up. Then this is the THACO, or the 2-hit rolls. This is I wanted it to be like one row, unlike how it is here, because then you have the 00, and that looks a bit weird. So we have that. The campaign height started 20 months. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I heard you the first time. Don't you worry. What day is it today? The 19th. Yes, I know. Cyrus, listen, man. I get it. I get it, man. Stick to the program, Cyrus. Thief skills. Now, this stuff is like isn't important if you're not a thief. But I really want to. I don't know. I really like having this. I want to make like a character sheet that's like usable by all classes. Like it's a one size fits all kind of deal. That's what I wanted. Um, some might say that there's also a turn undead table for clerics. But the thing is about the turn undead by clerics, there's like which some things have. I think this one has it. Do you have? Where's your turn undead? I'm sure this one has turn undead. I'm like almost certain. I might be lying, I guess. This one did though. If I could find it. There it is. Turn undead. I saw you almost say, "Ooh, how my brain?" Then I see D&D. How my brain work. It's D&D, man. You gotta lock in for D&D. So there is turning undead, but the thing about turning undead, and the reason why I'm not gonna put it on this, even though technically it's an important part of the cleric feature, right? You could put here turning undead, but I'm not gonna put it in here because I keep just like repeating that I'm not gonna put it. I need to just explain. The reason I'm not putting it is because turn undead is something that only the DM should have. It should be on the DM screen, not on the player, right? And that might seem false because but these character sheets have it, and but these other things might also be only for the DM, right? Like if Thaco is only the DMG, then maybe the player shouldn't have it, which is fair. But also fuck that. I ain't doing all that. But the two turn undead, when you come across a creature, when you're a dungeon master, you're not supposed to say specifically what the creature is unless maybe the party has already come by it before. But if my party, right, comes by a white for the first time, and I like explain what it looks like, and they incorrectly assume it's a ghoul, right? And they try and turn undead on the ghoul, and they give me the ghoul number when it's not actually a ghoul. Like if they have turn undead, they'll tell me if they fail or not. But I don't want that, right? I need to be able to do that, which is why I won't give them the turning undead table. Anyway, all that to say, I'm not putting it in, and I already said that like 10 times already. So yeah. And also there's ads now, so we cry. All of us are crying. Me the most. They call me the crier. Bow, bada bow, bada bow, bada da do da do. Bow. Are the ads done, please? Boom, boom. No, they're not. I'm about to. Not as strange as you are. Hey, I'm waiting. Believe in me. Believe. All right, the ads done. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, welcome back, guys. So, yeah, we're not putting turn on dead end, but we did include. Also, you'll notice racial features and class features down here. I really wanted to give it more space. One problem I had with the previous one, with this one, is that I felt this was too small. but like there's so little space. Because there's some things I really want to have on the first page, right? Listen, I'm gonna have to have multiple pages. That's a given. Or even the fifth edition one has multiple pages. But there's some things that you like really need on the first page, right? You need to have your stats. You need to have your class, your level, your character name, your languages, like your weapons. Like you need to know what you're using to be in, like what you're using to explore. Like you need to know that stuff. That stuff has to be there. But some things do not have to be there at all. All right, just one of those. Right. So now that's the first page. I'm still unsure because now the thing there is something missing from the first page, which I really want to add, but there's no space for it. But what I want to add is the experience, your experience points. Now, what I could do is I could move the permissions to the inventory page and then just have this part for the XP. I might do that. But the reason I want it to also be on the first page is because if you pick up a weapon, I'd like you to know like right away if you could use it or not. But it might be better to just have this in the inventory space. Anyway, that's the first page. That's how it looks. Then I started working on inventory. Now, inventory looks a lot more simple. The look is way more simple than this. And I don't like that, actually. I'd want it to, like, feel the same as the other one. But it's hard to do that with this. So what I have here is I have just a long list where you could write the items you have. Location. This is important. In first edition, you have to be able to know where on your person the stuff is. You have to be able to write that. So like if I have a sword, where's it being stored when it's not in my hand, right? It's in my sheath on my like it's my left leg. It's next to my left leg, right? Shield, it's always going to be on my arm, right? My rope, it's in my backpack on the bottom. I have a I have a lantern. The lantern is strapped to the side of my backpack. Some herbs I have in a pocket on my backpack. Right, like you have to write that down. And also you have to write down the weight so we know the total weight of your stuff. Because if you're carrying too much, then your ass is encumbered. Right? Your ass is carrying too much, so you move slower. I also have the supplies that we talked about before. I really like that thing. So this will be also your ammunition. You could write like type arrow, type rations, type water skin, like stuff like that. In total, I think there's 48 boxes. I put like 16 by 3, so it's 48. Right? Yeah. Here we have your gold. And then some gems. A lot of the time, instead of giving you money, they'll give you gems, which you sell for money, or you could use for spells too. I decided it'd be better to do that because you want to know everything that you have, right? You don't want to like just when I give you gems, right, that are worth 1,000 gold, I don't want you to just write down you have 1,000 gold. I want you to write down that you have a gem worth 1,000 gold. Because if you never sell that gem or use it for a spell or you sell it to a guy who rips you off, then you don't get 1,000 gold, right? You get like 700 gold. So that's the kind of stuff that I wrote down here. That's why I have the gyms and myths. Next, you have the caraway and movement. Movement, I really want to put in first page too, but there's another problem with movement. Like how movement is, because movement changes depending on how much you carry. When you enter a dungeon, you don't have a lot on you. When you're leaving a dungeon, you have a ton of extra loot on you, right? And some of that loot might be very heavy. So your movement is going to change as you play the game. So that's why that's there. Um Now I need to find space in here to put the permissions. I might make this smaller and put the permissions here. I think that's what I'll do. Yep. That's what I'll do. Okay. So none of this is grouped. Perfect. Let us delete. I assume 2 is going to be a good amount. So delete that. Lower this. Lower you. I might have to take another one out, but let us first do this. Premiere, permissions. Do that. I might also make it smaller. The inventory, I mean. I might make that smaller. Please, where's the 55? Give me the 55. I don't want this. I'll move this away. Show me the 55. Oh, oh. Zoom in. There you go. It's probably not enough, but we will believe in the system. Yeah, 48's a bit too big. Okay. Yeah. That's all. That's okay. I'm gonna lower this as well. Is this 40? No, it's 42. Okay, perfect. This is 48. There you go. Okay, yeah, I think it's better to have permissions there. Hmm. Let me look back at the 5th edition one. I'm. It's part of me is like unsure if I should have platinum at the top instead, like reverse it so it's platinum, gold, electrum, silver, copper. I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. I think this should be lower. It's a bit too close to the top. I will perform a trick called using this big box to look at the size of stuff. It's a classic move. I mastered this art. Okay, it seems like a good distance, actually. It's probably just because of the permissions that I feel a bit weird about it. What if we try this? I use this. And I try moving that according to it. Okay, remove an item. Lower you. Whoops. Lower you. Okay, I like that. And now we could lower this as well. That feels better. I'm not gonna say it's like perfect, but it does feel better. Do we want to make you 42 as well? Hmm. I don't know. We can keep that though. We can keep it for now. I don't. It's not bad. Not like the worst thing in the world. How big are these borders? 8. We'll keep it at 8. Okay, yeah. This I do prefer the permissions here though. It does look nicer within there. These are no longer centered, but I might still move them, so we don't care. Okay. Now we remove permissions from here. And we'll move the experience point stuff there. Now, what I noticed is that surprisingly, a lot of places uh, that have experience points, a lot of them have big boxes for them. And that might be because they added up over like a longer period of time. Like, look, even here, huge. How about here? How's XP looking here? There's no way they forget to put XP, right? There's no way. They have all this stuff and they forget to put XP. There's no way. No. Experience. There it is. Thank God. Okay, it's on the second page for them. Them too, they put a huge box for it. I guess we'll follow suit. We'll do the same thing. We'll put our own huge box. I don't know. I find it weird. But I guess if the shoe fits. I don't know if that's how you use the saying. Probably not at all, but if the shoe fits, you know? If the shoe fits, you must acquit. Does that come from a trial? I assume it does. A lot of people put XP gained and then like leftover, like required level up. So what I'll do, I will use a trick called line. We use the line tool and whoops, bring this in a bit. Not too much. Keep it having its size. Make it have a decent size, you know. We will get this. What exactly is the writing? Next level goal, next level. We'll just type next level. Okay. We will lower this to a 24. This is too small. 36, that's fine. I like I said too small and then I made it smaller. Next level. That's not really in the middle, but we'll fix that. I have a method, don't worry. I have a method to my madness, alright? Next, there's a 10% bonus that is not in this as well, which should be. Um, I'm just unsure how to write it, but the idea is we have this right, and then I'm gonna sneeze. And we get this circle. We'll group these together. This is my idea here. Something like this. Is 24 too small? It's a little too small. Now we use our secret tool. It's called get a box. I'll just give it the red color. Sorry if it's an ugly color for what we're doing, but it contrasts a lot, I know, but don't worry about that. It's a temporary box used for magic. There you go. Centered. It's centered now. I don't like XP. It doesn't feel right. Because everything else is full. Like full info. We need to write experience points. It's just it takes a lot of space. Because there's some invisible guidelines too that we're using. Okay, well, we don't have to have this big. 36 is big. 28 is a good amount. It still goes past our border though. So what if we have it so it goes like this? This gets lowered around there. I don't like about this is that this is this. We could make this long and then have next level up here and 10% bonus there. We could move the 10 bonus here. That could look nice. Let's group that together. How does this look up here? That can't be up there. That cannot be up there. Okay, we could do this. We will put it on a side like this. Then we add a colon. Group that. Put that there. This is the secret move that they don't tell you about. There. So now you have like this entire box. It's thin, but it's long, which is actually it might be better. Actually, that might some people might disagree because it's easier if it's like a list of stuff instead of stuff next to each other because you're not like plussing a lot of time. But that's 24. That's 28. What if I make this 24? Make that 24. Ungroup. Do that. There you go. Okay. That's get rid of that line. I think the first page is done. Now it has experience points again. I really wish racial features and class features could be longer, but we're already cramping so much stuff here that I don't think it's gonna be doable. That's nice though. I like this. I like this look. Let me go to my. I have like a list of stuff that I wrote down that was missing, so I could keep it all. Experience was one of them. Get rid of that. Now let's go to the character sheet. Permissions is here, which makes sense. Movement is here. What I don't like about this, which I do want to update, is that no, I have carry weight and movement as two different things, which is fine. Like I'm fine with that. But the thing is, they're both technically the same thing. So here we have 1 to 350, right? So 350 and down is normal weight. But that's actually the same thing. And so the movement and the carry are actually the same thing. The normal here, 1 to 350, you'll notice is actually the same. 35 times 10 is 350. 75 times 10 is 750. 105, 100, 1,500, 1,050, and then 106 up. Like it's the same, but it's because it's in gold and the other one's in pounds. That's the thing. I do want to check. I think it was in Dungeon Master's Guide for movement. Actually, no, it was here. Here it is. Normal gear. Okay, they do say 70 pounds. That's not. That. What? Yeah, there's something wrong here. I missed these sheets. Dog, I missed these sheets too. What sheet did you use? This sheet or did you use a different sheet? I personally I used this sheet. This was my go-to sheet. But the thing is that first edition is missing stuff. Chef, we're cooking here. All right, we're trying to cook here. We're making our own character sheet. Also, I noticed the typo in the first one with this. I'm pretty sure it's a typo. I'm fairly certain it's a typo. The carry weight should not be 70 pounds. It should be 75. So I changed it to 75. Have you played first edition? I assume you have since you say I missed these sheets. Also, hi, how are you? I completely forgot to say hi. I just acted like you were here the entire time. Yeah, but today we're making a new character sheet for first edition D&D because I want to play first edition, but there's like no sheet that has everything that at least that I want, so I'm making a new one. I use photocopies straight from the guidebook. Computers and printers on the internet weren't a thing when I first started playing. Yeah, a lot of the time people would just like use loose sleeves and stuff. That's what I used when I first started playing. Well, actually, no, I didn't. I I played with like when I first got my introduction, it was from family friends, and they had made their own sheet, which I really liked, but I couldn't find it online. So, or like we used to have it as well. Like we used to be able to print it because like I think they gave us the print, but we can't anymore. It's been too long. My favorite was my favorite to use is this one though, but it's missing some stuff like inventory and movement. So I'm making one. I'm using the one I liked as a base, obviously. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, except there are parts of it that are broken. So we're fixing that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that part. Um yeah, so we have inventory, supplies, carry weight, movement. Okay, do you have a good idea of what we could do here, Chef? So here we have loose leaf has always been a huge go-to in many multiple notebooks, character sheets through evolutions and additions. Yeah. I do want to try playing 2, 3, 3.5, and F and 4. I want to try playing them. I've only played first edition and fifth edition. My first introduction was first edition. Okay, do you have a good idea for what we could do here? So here we have the carry weight, right? I want the player to have like a good idea of what their carry weight is, and I don't want them to just like write the equal sign here. Like I don't want to delete all of this and just like keep the final weight, right? Like basically just like delete this stuff in the middle because there are things in the game that make your strength change, and I want it to be easy to change it on the fly. I'll be right back. I really care for you was the minion system. I don't know anything about the middle editions. What did the what was the minion system? Was it like hirelings, or was it a bit different? Yeah. So the problem is this is in gold. The weight's in gold, and this one the weight's in pounds. The idea is that here you would just have your carry weight, right? And then here you would just like checkbox the one that you currently are. Maybe I thought maybe removing this, right? And then you just like type what you are. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's just my solution, and I've been a fool this entire time. Although I do not like the name it is using. Do that, do that. Move it closer. Move it smaller. I should actually move all of this to be in the middle. There, that looks nicer. Um, okay, well there you go. Yeah, that's better. I don't know why. I was worrying about like the stupid things. I could remove this indicator now. Minions were enemy tokens that that were full power mobs, but they all had just 1 HP each, probably their own damage threat, but the player could cut through them. Yeah, I like that. I like the horde kind of idea, that the horde mindset. I do like the horde mindset that some things have. I really wish I could put movement on the first page. Um, but I think it makes sense to have it with your inventory at least, because when you're picking stuff up, you could pick it up, check your total weight, and be like, oh, okay, I need to change my movement to this, right? I like Zbashu did a video on hordes of like making a horde of zombies, and he said like, oh, you could have them be 1 HP each, or like at least like have a good amount of like 1 HP zombies for a zombie apocalypse kind of scenario. And I do like that. He had some other ideas too. Although I don't remember them, but I know that was a part of it, and I do like that idea a lot. Um, okay, let's lower this a bit, just so it's around the same level there. I want to keep this kind of space between them, but I also want to move this up a bit. Oh, it was 100 pounds, 14 was 200 might be. I could show. I could just go to it. I have the stuff open. Zoom. Wisdom, intelligence, strength. There it is. It goes from minus 350 to plus 3,000. And this is in gold. The thing is that there is like, because it's first edition, there's a lot of stuff that's not like, it's really hard to check between the stuff a lot of the time. Um, but this is in gold pieces. Sometimes there's stuff in pounds instead, like LB, and it's just like divided by 10. 10 gold pieces is 1 pound in the world of first edition D&D. So every player, it's always going to be your normal weight from 0, I guess, not 1, more like 0, but that's whatever. From 0 to 350 gold, your normal weight, but then that's plus your modifier. Imagine having a 3 strength. You could only carry 50 pounds. And I'm pretty sure like leather armor is that much at least. Let's check. Let's make the worst D&D character. Let's see. I think it's page like 37. Here it is. That's gold cost, but is there a weight? All right, let's look at weight. A club is 30. A dagger's 10. So your best bet is probably to have a dagger if you have 3 strength. There was a page, I think it's 225 of the DMG. Here, okay. Yeah, like here it has some weights for different things. A backpack has an encumbrance of 20 gold. But also, doesn't a backpack itself have and that changed to 50 coins as 1 pound later editions? Yeah. Later editions do have that written down. It's because it was like really hard, because when you're entering a dungeon, if you're entering a dungeon, you basically in first edition, you basically have your chest piece, your weapon, your like clothes, I guess, and then like maybe a piece of rope and like that's it. You know, like like that's all you really have. Because if you carry more, then you're gonna be carrying a heavy load or a very heavy load. And then when you're in the dungeon, if you're already carrying a heavy load or a very heavy load, let's say, if you're already carrying a heavy load and you enter a dungeon, like you can't leave that dungeon with treasure because you're gonna pick up the treasure and now you're encumbered. And then there's definitely gonna be a like a boss, like not maybe a boss, but like there's gonna be an enemy that comes by. And in first edition, if you're fighting any enemy, your ass is dead, right? Especially if if you're encumbered, your ass is not gonna be fighting. So so you know, loot wasn't a thing. Come and then reward XP whenever your gold you managed to loot and escape with equated to your XP for session. Well, it was both. No, wasn't it? Combat rewarded you XP, but most of your XP came from the gold and treasure that you got out with. So if you got out with like 1,000 gold, then that would be like, was it 10 XP? Was it like 100? No, I don't remember how much it was. I don't know. I don't remember how much treasure to XP was. DMG. Experience. Certain level of experience. Saturation of experience points. Adjustment and division of experience points. I think that's it. 84. Um. Yeah, XP. There are XP for slain monsters. Um. Value. Okay. Gold pieces. Convert all metal and gems and roll to a total value in gold pieces. If the relative value of the monsters or guardian device fought equals or exceeds that of the party or took better experience reward on a 1-for-1 basis. If the relative value of the monsters or guardian device fought equals or exceeds that of the party, it's a 1-to-1 basis. If there was a relative weaker, award experience on a 5 gold piece basis, 4 XP. What the fuck? 3-to-2, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, or even 4-to-1. Dude, why you gotta make it so complicated? If a 10th level wizard takes 1,000 gold from 10 kobolds, the of strength are about 20-to-1 in favor of the magic user. Such range comparisons are subjective and must be based upon the degree of challenge the dungeon master or the monsters posed to the treasure taker. Okay, there you go. In 1E, there wasn't towns or anything, it was just the dungeons. It was mainly dungeons. There wasn't really a lot of there were towns. Like, don't get it wrong, there were towns. But like you would go into the town, be like, "Can I have some rations?" And then they'd be like, "Sure." And then you'd fuck off to the dungeon. Like there technically were towns. Like there was the village of Hamlet in modules T1 to T4, and also I think B1 and B as well. Like in the Temple of Elemental Evil and the Keep on the Borderlands and stuff. There were towns, but you would like go to the town for like 2 seconds and be like, "I'm out. Time to hit the dungeon." And you need to choose more than just the dungeons. This is the AD manual, so there's going to be difference. That's true. That's true. That's fair. You got me there. Ugh. One thing I don't like is how low this is. I want to up it a little bit, just a little bit amount, because if we look here, it's like teetering. It's like on the exact point of the 0.5 margin. But if we look at the character record, everything apart from the racial features is off by a bit. You see, it's like everything's off by a little bit. I do love this DCC modules from this era, though. Some of I heard, it's like Castle White Rock or Rise of the Slave Lords. I've heard of Castle White Rock, but I don't think I've heard of Rise of the Slave Lords. Castle White Rock. Time to look at Goodman Games. Show me the PDF for Castle White Rock. It's a 15 level dungeon. It's massive. I was like looking into stuff, and I saw someone had made a dungeon for first level D&D, which was like 2,000 encounters or something. It was like it was meant to be like the biggest dungeon ever. And let me tell you, that was the biggest dungeon I've ever seen. I never played it, but like while I was doing research, because I was trying to find like a good module. Because I'm listen, what I'm doing, Chef, what I'm doing is, I was like, oh, I want to play D&D first edition. I was like, I don't have anyone to play with. But I was like, oh wait, I have a Discord server with people. I could literally play Dungeons and Dragons. So I was trying to find so I'll be doing a community night, like in my Discord server with people that like watch the streams and stuff, where we play some first edition, and I'll be DMing. And I was trying to find like some modules that I thought would be good for people who have either played D&D but only 5th edition, or have never played D&D. And I was like, I need to find a first edition dungeon that will not like kill you in the first 5 seconds. And it was hard, and I did not find one, but I found one that won't kill you in the first 2 seconds at least. So that's nice. I call that a win in my book. That's good. I think this is good. I think our inventory page is good. If you have uh anything you want to anything you might want to like say, or like, oh, you maybe should add this, maybe you should change this, please let me know. I'll pause on it for a second so you can take a look. Here we have permissions for what you're allowed to have, because remember, there's different permissions for the classes. Then we have your inventory, which has your item, location, weight, and then total weight summed up. Then we have just your gold, then a thing for gems and miscellaneous like items that just cost money but like aren't really used for anything else. Then we have supplies. This is stuff like arrows or rations. I put 4 just in case. I think 3 is good enough, but I put 4 also to use up space. Then we have your carry weight and your movement. Run him through the first incarnation of Tomb of Horrors. The 5-year rerun was nothing compared to the shit show. Yeah. Dude, I read through Tomb of Horrors. It is something. There are interesting things. I think like the first room is interesting. Getting inside the dungeon sucks. And then past the first room, everything else is ass. But like the mouth, like the demon mouth with like the hole of darkness in it, that's peak. You gotta have that. The door, I do find the door interesting. I don't know how you're supposed to know the password. I find it interesting. The ending, the fake ending and the ending are both so weird. It's so weird. The elephant, if you know, you know what I'm talking about. The fucking elephant. Like, what? It is eventually, listen, eventually, I do want to play Tomb of Horrors. Just because, like, it's a classic. You gotta. I do eventually want to play it, but oh my god, it is, it is like not a good dungeon. But I might be like a bit biased, but it's something. It's definitely something. I do Tomb of Horrors run for my long term group. It's a peak experience how to handle the characters out. Yeah, I I thought of maybe playing Tomb of Horrors because the thing is, if I want to play Tomb of Horrors like as like written, then it will take a long time to get to that point because I'm playing with people who are not used to first edition, right? And it'll get them a while to get into that groove, and then even more of a while to get into the groove of like high level first edition too. You will die, you will cry, come with 50 character sheets to use the bodies of the four party climb version. So true. So I think for first edition, if I want to play Tomb of Horrors, I'll have to do that. I'll have to be like, all right, you have as many tries as you need. here are here are 50 character sheets. Let's do this. Your ass is not making it first try, and your ass is not making it in 100 tries. But let's do it. What I hate too is like there is like in the two horrors, there's like the fake ending, right? Like when you beat the mummy, there's that. I and then you're supposed to like just end the adventure if the party doesn't want to like try and continue. I find that so ass. I just want to teach my group Thaco. Yeah. I find Thaco very interesting. I think it feels very complicated. But I like the idea of it. The idea that like it gets easier for you to hit stuff as you level up, regardless of what equipment you're using. Because it shows that like you're more experienced. It shows that like you're getting better at what you do. And I like that. I don't like everything else. I don't like how complicated it feels though. If it's not complicated, but it feels complicated. It's hard to like wrap around your head. That's what we're using. So we have our inventory page. We have once again the concept's not terrible. It for sure is just counterintuitive. Everything people are talking about AC in almost all game systems since then. Yeah, that's exactly it. I think the thing is, does she look solid? Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I'll also show the here's the first page again. Again, if you have like any ideas about it, let me know. Up here we have character name, player, alignment, secondary skills, classes, levels, age, gender, height, weight, race, languages. Then you have your hit dice, max HP, which a lot of a lot of people like miss this. A lot of character sheets miss the hit dice, which is not something you see in later editions. This area here is for your art, like if you want to draw your character. This is your class title, just because I thought it'd be cool to have your title. Um, your stats, your saving throws. Here you have your weapon information. I took out the weight information here so that you could put it in your inventory. And instead, I opted to put the length and space required of the weapon. Because I think that's also important, like if you're going through tunnels. Attacks per round, proficiency penalty. Your Thaco, obviously. Thief skills, experience points, and then your racial and class features. If there's anything here that you think should be changed, let me know. If you want me to zoom in anywhere, also let me know. I will. Actually, no. The ads are gonna start soon. I'll wait. I'm gonna go get myself my breakfast once the ads start. Ugh. What we're missing now is we need the spell paper, the paper for the spells, and we also need. We'll make a page also for just writing your backstory and describing your character and writing any additional notes. So we're missing 2 pages. The backstory one is like optional. I don't need that one, but it's something a lot of players like, obviously. So we're not going to shy away if we can help it. Okay. So first things first, I need to get this. Every sheet needs the character record. I did think of changing character record to like character inventory on the second page, and then character spells on the third page, and then character backstory on the fourth page. What do you think? Do you think I should do that? Instead of character record, I have character inventory. Or maybe even equipment. I feel like equipment's better. I don't know. There's equipment, there's also gear. I don't know which one's the best to use. I think gear is too small of a word for this sheet. So it's either equipment or inventory. I don't know which one's better. Inventory feels like a more video game kind of word, right? Equipment sounds more. It sounds right in a way. But I might be a little stupid. A little stupid. So what we need for spells, we need the spells per day, right? Spells per day is an important measure. We also need. Let's see here. That is what we're doing basically. This is the intelligence stuff. We'll just keep that on the first page. Number of level 10 spells. Level 10 spells. What? For the spell info, I'm not sure what I want to have. Because there's stuff like this, right? There's stuff like this where people put the name and then they put like level, which obviously you need. And they put like the cast, the range, the duration, the area, save, damage. I'm not sure how important that is to have though. Because there might be a lot. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of spells that like don't like you kind of need to read the description to understand, right? Like there is damaging spells. I don't know. I don't know. My brain is in the not know phase. We're trying to become the knower. I guess we could like use what this guy has. Although with memorization, I might want to turn that into checkboxes. So like you could say how many times you've memorized it, and then you could just unclick it. And instead of like writing down a number, erasing the number, and like writing a lower number. But then I don't know how many. I guess let's look at the player's handbook. Let's see. We need the wizard, druid, well, magic user. Technically, you're not a wizard in first second edition. Monk, we are too low. I think. Yes. Assassin, thief, magic user. How many spells can you know? It's this plus your intelligence, right? 7. Yeah, there's 7, and then let's go see intelligence. Um, okay, I think so. The number's always going to be 7. So I think we could have a 7. I need to go get my food. There's the 2-minute ads. I need to go get my food. Yeah, it's done. No, they're not. For people who are out of the ads, I am. I'm making some toast, so I'll probably be back a bit later, in like maybe a minute. Just give me another minute, please. I'm begging you. And while you're waiting, you can join the Discord. And also, I'll keep it on my sheet instead of that person's sheet so that we can do stuff. I'll keep it here. It looks more interesting on this. Okay, I'm gonna go finish that toast. Sorry it took so long. Hanky, if you're still here. I know I've been gone a while. Alright, we're back. We are back. That was more time than I expected. I got my breakfast. I got my breakfast. Alright. Hanky. We're designing and creating a first edition character sheet. Hanky, as the resident artist of the stream, he's making an egg, isn't he? No, making toast. Making toast. It's because I noticed the ads too late, and I was really hungry, so I was like, I need my toast. So, Hanky, we are making a first edition D&D character sheet. We're designing one because there's not really a good one, or at least like there are good ones, but there's not like one that has everything I want it to have. So we're making one. Okay, and as the resident character, as the resident artist here, I need you to help me. So you're gonna help. Let me show you around. Let me show you what we got. So we have here we have a little spot here for all the character info. The name of your character, the player's name, the alignment, secondary skills, the classes, your level, your age, gender, height, weight, and race, your languages, right? I even have a little spot here for the artists to draw their character. Right here, they could draw their character. You have your HP and armor class. We have your title of your class, like if you're a warrior or something. It's different from your actual class. The classes themselves have titles for what level you are. Here we have the area for your stats and your saving throws. Down here we have your weapon info. It's a lot of info, I know. It's a lot. But don't worry. Your how many attacks per round you got, your proficiency penalty, like if you can't use the weapon but you're still using it, then you get a penalty, obviously. Here we have your THAC0, what first edition is known for. Then we have the thief skills, your racial and class features, and your XP. My idea was I'd be making this, it'd have all the info I want on it. Then we would make the characters, we would play the game a bit, and then you guys, as you're playing, you could tell me, oh, I feel like this might, like, it's hard to find this, or like, oh, I don't like this, you know? And then we'd, like, change it around. And also, I just noticed that this is in a weird spot. That's good. And also, it looks nice, but it's like pretty basic, right? It has that old school look. You know what I mean? It's that old school kind of look. I think we could make it, if we could make it look like nicer, like 5th edition had like all these nice borders, right? Like these nice graphics. I kind of want something like that for this, like get some better graphics, but that's like a later thing, you know? Another thing I would suggest at the moment would be put a box around character to separate it off a bit for the eyes. You mean like the character name? Like this part? This part here? Is there a good box that we can put? Oh, like the whole little section. Okay, so this whole thing. Separate the whole thing. It doesn't feel like it runs into the rest. Does it? Obviously, I'm not a graphic designer. I'm just a little guy, so I don't see it. But you may be right. If you say so, you are a player. For now, I'll do. I'll download it so I could look at like the two differences side by side. Um, what the PDF opened on its own. El Diablo. The top is condensed and the bottom is nice and boxy. That's fair. I kind of like the contrast, but it's fair to say that like it does kind of like feel a bit weird to the eyes. We could do that. Get me the box. Bop, bop, bop. And bop. 8 might be too little, but we'll see. What I need is to move you actually. I need to put you around there for now. That's good. Good. This is all good. Now I just need to do this. Maybe make it smaller. That. That. Okay, let's see this. How about this? How does this feel? Um, is much better? Okay. Okie dokie. Here's the inventory. So we bring over. Okay. So here we have permissions. So what stuff you're allowed to have. Then we have your equipment, which is the item location, like where it is in your bag. and then the weight of the item. Then we have the total weight of all your stuff added together. Then we have your gold, like not your gold, but like, you know, your coins, some gems, like whatever gems you pick up that cost money and stuff goes there. Supplies, this is for stuff like your arrows or your rations. You put them here. And then you could fill up the boxes. Then here we have your carry weight, how much you're allowed to carry, and your movement. There is one thing which I need to do, which I noticed. I'll keep it gray. It's easier to look at. One thing I noticed I need to do real quick. I will do it. I need to center these text boxes. I need to center these. There you go. All right. Now they're centered. I assume you want me to put it in a box. The permissions in a box. That's what I'm assuming you're gonna tell me to do. Am I correct? Not as fun. Okay. So now we're gonna be making a new one. This we need to do the spells. This is in the DMG. The DMG has the spells. Okay. So now we want to do the spells. Where's the spell list? I don't remember. PHB 10 and 40. Okay, here are the spells. So what we need to do is obviously we need to know how much these spells are. Like what sorry. I can't speak. I'm just like talking without like thinking about what I'm saying. We need to know what we need for the spell page. One thing is the spells per day, which we removed from the original character sheet. We need a list of the spells we have. What else do we need? I feel like there's something else. I'm just not sure what. 5e, what you got for me? So something about first edition, which is different from fifth edition, is that You don't have spell slots. You have a certain amount of spells you could use per day, and then you have to memorize the spells you want to know for the day. So you can't just like use whatever spell you want in the moment. You have to think of what spells you want to use that day. Sort of like a cleric, but still, there's still a difference. But it's like closer to how a cleric works in 5th edition. In a way. And you can memorize a spell multiple times. So if I can use 2 level 1 spells for the day, I could be like, I want to have a I want to have a 2 magic missiles. So then that day I could use magic missile twice, but that's it. And I can't use any other spells. First things first, we're going to it wouldn't let me place the box. I think it's getting sick of my shit. We're literally just gonna recreate this. For the spells per day, it's just gonna be a recreation. Everything else is probably going to be more unique. But for this, just a recreation. Byung. Byung. All right. And you might be asking, Anwa, how are you able to see where you're placing these? And the answer is I can't. I am simply believing in the heart of the cards. You need to be locked. Okay, get a text times New Roman. As 48. Nope. 42. Spells per day. All right. Base. It will be 28. Bonus. Overall. All right. Man, I want to listen to some music right now. This is why people play music. I just stay in because I really want to do this, but I'm also like I'm in need of stimulation as well. I finally get it. I get it now. Me every time I start a project. I've also it's like also because I'm like used to it. Doing I've been like doing this for a few days, and I've always been listening to music or like something while I'm doing it. So now that I'm not, I'm like, oh, there's something wrong. I want to put something here. I just don't know what I could put. Maybe I could do it like like fifth edition, where they have like spellcasting class or something. Oof. I don't know though. Hum hum hum. And to pickle my drum. Enki, why don't you know? Enki, please tell me what I have to do. You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me. Sorry, I should have said I went to put my plate away. I've only ever done one character sheet. Okay, then you have more experience than me. You're good. Ugh. I'm making this for you guys, okay? I'm making it for you, Enki. Making it for all my Wawas. That's what this character sheet's for. Also, Enki, I was thinking about this. Do you think I should have a different word on the top right for the different pages? So first page is like character record, right? And then here's like character gear or character equipment or character inventory. And then over here would be character spells. Because it's nice to have it all be the same, There's like some good in that. If it's all the same, then it's like an easy thing to like, oh, here's my stuff, right? But if it's all different, then it's also like, here's the title of this page. You could very quickly be like, this is my equipment. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm not sure what to put here though, because I feel like character equipment might be too long. Character equipment's very long. I like the space between the stuff. So maybe character gear. I feel like gear is such a weird. I don't know. You think it looks good? If you like it, then I'll just keep it. I myself am unsure about using the word gear. Thesaurus, help me out. What are some different words for equipment? Please, you gotta help me. Gear, apparatus, facilities, kit, hardware, stuff, materials, machinery, matériel, accordments, paraphernalia, supply, repertoire, pool, stock, reservoir, budget, fund, resource. Supply could put inv. That's true. I could put inv. I feel like it needs to be a full word though. I don't know. Anyway, it's always something that we could fix later, right? Like this is just it's just something that like it's the first iteration. Okay, we'll come back here when we play the game or something, and you guys are like, I found this a little confusing on my character sheet, and I can be like, okay, I'll go back through it, and we can improve it. You know, like we don't gotta worry about it too much. We don't gotta worry about it too much. Okay, so let me write down what spell info we need. So there's level, range, duration, area of effect, components, casting time, saving throw, explanation, memorization count. Okay. So we need a lot of info. I know isn't there like a thing where I could write notes? Okay. I'll add it in the comment, I think. What we need is spells per day we already have. The spell info is name, level, range, duration, area of effect, components, casting time, saving throw, explanation, memorization count. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is instead of writing all of this stuff, I have an idea. what we do is we instead write level name. Well, I'll do it. I'll do it in this order. I'll do memorization count, level, name, and then just page. Page of spell. I think that's what we do. That's like, I think that's smart. Because then instead of having to write all of this information, I could just use, and then that allows us to make it look nicer. We can make it look like the 5th edition if we do that. I think that's smart. I think that's a smart thing to do. What do you think? What do you think? I think it's pretty smart. Yeah. So, oh. That scared me. The stream manager, like the chat was like slow and updating, so I just heard it, and I looked at chat because I thought that's what it was, but it didn't. It wasn't showing anything. Obviously we want a box for each one. Do we want a regular box for this? Or do we want a I thought maybe keeping this for just the character art would be good. Like, because then if this is just for the character art, it feels more special. So I think don't have this for the character art, but I feel like maybe having something that's not just the box for the spell. We need to have something more. Something more. Because I want to separate them by level. What if, hear me out, second box on top of the box, like that. What if we have this? And then we have the spell, like that. And then the page number, like that. How do we feel? How do we feel about that? And then we Times New Roman, 28, 32. And we just do this. Man, I haven't played AD&D in a hot minute. Hi, Mongo. Hello. Hello. I have not played it in a while either. But I want to. So that's why we're doing this. And what this is we're making our own character sheet for first edition. First edition is so much fun. It's so different. It's so much more like it's I don't know. It's not difficult. I don't want to say it's difficult. Never played. It's okay. You don't gotta worry about that. You don't gotta worry about that. Oops, Cap. Nah, that was on purpose. You're angry. You're fuming. You're yelling. So like I'm making my own character sheet because I felt like the character sheets that are online are missing a lot of the stuff that I want. We used this one as a base. That's not a good. We're using this one as a base because I like this one. The certain parts in hindsight, I'm just glad I used it more. Yeah, yeah. I really like. Listen, I really like the idea of Thaco. Right, the idea that you get it gets better. Yeah, it gets easier for you to hit stuff as you level up. I like that. I don't like how confusing it feels to use. Attack matrices. Yeah, yeah, the Thaco. Yeah, the attack matrices. That's what I'm talking about. The thing is, it's like they're complicated, but like I like the idea. There are attack matrices for cancer. Damn. I don't like how complicated the weapons are. I don't like the AC adjustment. I don't like the idea of AC adjustment. I get it, but I just remove that. Like, there's already so much information on weapons. Just take it out. You already have like the damage versus small and medium and large, and then the range for small, medium, and large. Like, just remove the and also the speed. Like, you already have it. Just remove the AC adjustment. You'll be fine. Like, you don't need that extra thing in the way. The best representation of getting better as you level up was third edition. I haven't played it, so I don't know. I don't know what it has. I'll take your word for it though. I feel like every edition has like their own thing they're good at, and that's because like that's probably what they were designed for. I feel like first edition is the best at like creating a environment for you to explore and like uncover and like feeling like a person in a world because of how dangerous the world feels. Fifth edition is best at like just getting people in the game. That plus one every level for fire types. Level 10 plus 10 base attack bonus. Damn. That's that's strong. That is a strong thing. Let's group these. Where's my group button? Where is my group button? There. AC scaled up really high though, so it wasn't abnormal to see things with 30 plus AC. So you just like ended up working with a lot bigger numbers. Big number good? Yeah. Okay. Um yeah, let's remove these. Let us get the box in. Man, I don't just give me the box. Just give me the box, man. Okay. What we're gonna do is we need to get what the size is. It is like 1,840, let's say. So we need 1,840 minus a certain amount divided by 3. Let's say. Okay, so we need a 600 width. That is very small. I think it's enough space, though. Control G if you're ever losing it. Thank you. I feel like this is very small. What do you guys think? What do y'all think? So the idea here is we're gonna do a 3x3, and we're gonna have the name of the spell, and then we're gonna have the page of the spell. So instead of writing down all the information about the spell having a place for the spell description. We're just gonna be like, go to the page, go to the page for the spell, because I think that's the best way to do it, in my opinion. Do you think these do you think these lines are too small? Actually, we could just look at let's just look at the spells. Is there a spell that what's the longest spell? Invisibility 10 radius. Demi Shadow Magic. That looks pretty big. I don't know if that's the biggest, but it looks pretty big. Mordenkainen's sword. Okay, that might monster summoning 7. You could just write 7, so I don't know if that's gonna be the biggest. Let's go to more. Let's try Mordenkainen's sword. Times the Roman. Let's go to 24. Make that long. Mordenkainen's sword. Okay, yeah, you have space. Yeah. I keep stuttering. Bigby's crushing hand. Minor globe of invulnerability. Okay, let's try minor globe. Let's try minor globe of invulnerability. Okay, yeah, you have space. You'll have space for spells. We're fine. This is fine. Why is the level 1 like that? How do you ungroup? Is it Control Shift G? Okay. And now we have what? Oh, do that. Control G. Control CV. Do that. Do that. Okay. There you go. Now we need 2 more. I do kind of like having the idea of like this, doing it like that, right? I think that would make sense too because level 789, I think you'll just never, probably never get that many spells like that. There's also less spells in total, but you're not very likely to get all those spells too. I don't know. I do not know. Now what we need is we need to use this bad boy again. And this time we're gonna use them vertically. 2116. 2116. So that's around 692 height. Okay, so we could even get away with longer. Apparently. Let's try the 24. I don't think 24 is going to work. Nope, does not work. Okay, my math was off. My math was very off. Why was it off so much? Two one one six. Was it 2116? Yeah. Okay, that's 2116. Minus, if we do minus 10 per, yeah, if we have like 10 in each and we have 3, that should be 692. You know what? What's going on? I don't understand. Is me stupid? Oh, I have to add both of these together. Duh. Let's do that with you. Okay, so let's count it up. And let's do that. Whoops. Why are you? I'll move you away for now. Man, come on. I'm going to sneeze. Okay, thank you. Okay, that is a 10. Good job. Delete you. 10. All right, perfect. Now I need to know how much you are. You are 648 plus 96. I should remove you. Okay, we need 46 more pixels. So let's bring you just 600. That. Okay. Again, element in here. Do a bit of this. There you go. Why does it not want to be 10 pixels, huh? Be 10 pixels when I tell you to be 10 pixels. Alright, there you go. Should we go vertical or horizontal? I'm thinking horizontal, but the 5th edition one does go vertical, but I think it's just easier for it to go vertical when it's like this. I think for us it's probably better to be horizontal. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we'll have 8 of each. We could probably get away with putting 9 of each. I don't know. Because usually you'll need more space for the first levels. Hum hum hum. I need to bring this back in. I need to bring my measuring tool. My measuring cube. Because what I'll be doing is do that. Delete these. I need this. Measuring tool to the rescue. Page. Okay. Control G. Delete you. This over there. Hey, come on, let me grab you. Let me grab you. That's good. Level 2. Level 3. Level 4. Level 5. Level 6. Level 7. Level 8. Level 9. There you go. I do think. Okay, I should increase this. And I need to put something here. Maybe we can move this to the right and then put something here instead and have it be the name and stuff. Like I was saying before. Group this. Put it over here. Because I could have the class name, but that's like it, right? That's like all I could really put. It's like that's empty. Like that space is so empty. I need to put something. I need to put something. I just don't know what. Maybe I could put a box for components that you have. Because some spells use like herbs and stuff. Yeah, like look, like bless requires holy water. Um, create water requires a pinch of dust. You know, like it's like a lot of them require components. So maybe because you have the inventory, you have the inventory space, the equipment. So theoretically, you'd put it there because you don't always know if you'll use something for a spell or not. But could be useful there instead. Yeah, see, that's what this person has: component and number. They have a long list though, so maybe I'll need a long list for that. I do not know. I do not know. Okay, here's what I do. Move you here for now, just temporarily. Move you back here. And then move. Get a box. Make this box that. That. Make it 8. Do a bit of this. get a text box, Times New Roman. Was this 32? It was 42. 42 components. And then you can just write your components. Like I'll just make it an open text box that you could just type in. Is it gonna be like It's gonna be like this, where this one's kind of open. Like it's just a big box that you can just write whatever you want in, like that. It will suck that like I don't. It does suck that I don't have the lines with the number, because it's nice to make it easier to like know that kind of stuff. Like instead of having to write, instead of having to write it like six Thornberry or whatever. You could write Thornberry, and then on the count, you could explicitly write the six, so it's not there's like no confusion about it. But again, this is just like the first go through. Once we play, we'll know what we want and need. I think this one's done though. I believe it is done. So let's separate everything. Go to that. Go to that. It would be nice to have the spell casting player though on it. But I don't want to make the components smaller. I want to keep this the same size. So I guess we'll keep it. There you go. It feels too neat. You know what I mean? It's too perfect. Hmm. Hum hum hum. I will download each page. I'll download each individual page. And then I'll see if I could stitch them together. I don't know if that's how it works at all, but bam no 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 na 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 I will quickly remove that just so I can give myself the pages and make sure I open the right one. Okay. So I don't know how to stitch them together. I'll just have to look. I'll just have to look that up. Yikes! I'm bad at speaking. Um, but if I go here, this is the first page. This is the second page. This is the third page. The only thing that we are, I guess, technically missing is I should move this a bit. I think I'm technically missing is a page for character background, like you writing your own backstory or giving character descriptions or having additional notes. Like just that. That I think would be the simplest one to do. Just like three big boxes, really, is all. So I could do that. I might do that right now, actually. Although I do want to slightly move this. Yeah, that's better. I prefer that. I'm going to re-download this. And once again, I'm going to do the classic move of you can't see anything. The classic move. They never saw it coming. Okay. So finally, now we go here. We unlock this. Copy this here. Lock it here. Go back here and lock that as well. Grab this. Paste it here. Character backstory. We'll just simplify that to story. Character story. Next, we get a box. We do this. Do that. Make it 8. I think 8 might be too small, but that's okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Text. Times New Roman. 32 is too small. 42. Oh, we could put this in the middle, actually. Okay, so this is going to be backstory. Make it 48 and make this bigger. Control G. and then Control-Shift-G, Control-Shift-G, Control-G. Change this one to be additional notes. And then this one for, I guess character description would be different, huh? Okay, well, actually, we will change this. This box will not be how it looks right now. We will actually switch these. Backstory will be down here. I'm cooking right now. Give me a second. We need to do some more investigative journalism. There was one that I liked. I'm not sure if I will know where it is. It might be on something I closed actually. Oh wait, no, I think I took a picture. Let me see. There it is. Okay, yes. Um so my idea is this top area here will be character description. Down here will be backstory. I'll make it bigger. Like this will be taking much less space. I'll have like that. This will be useful for later. This, you'll have your birthday. Birthday! And now I'm gonna make all of you angry. I'm putting a U on the hair color and on the eye color. Ooh, you're all fuming right now. You can't believe I would do such a thing. Um, should I put? I could put like church. Yeah, put church, guild, order, school. Church slash guild slash school. Like school of magic is what is meant by that. Okay. Patron, holy symbol, tidings, tutor. I don't think that stuff's important. General appearance. Slash distinguishing mark. Okay. I hope there. I don't know if there's more information that you would need. Well, it's not need, but like, what do people usually put? I guess I can look at the fifth edition. Allies and organizations, skin, hair, weight, height, age, eyes. You already have age and you already have age, height, and weight up and gender up here, like on the first page. So I'm not sure if I should put that again, because then you have two places that you have to update that stuff, and that's annoying. But maybe I could write like alliances. It's a bit different from school and church. Like that's kind of like your alliances in a way, but there are some distinctions to be made with that stuff, I find. I could probably I could make these bigger. Do the Mario. Boop, 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 do the Mario. Do the Mario. Alright. Thirty-two. 32. 32. 32. Is this 32? It's 32. Okay. Back to the fifth edition. They also have skin. I'm not sure if I should put skin. I could. Fuck it, I'll do it. Then maybe I should remove alliances in that case. I'll just write skin. I won't write color. I want to reorder these. This is a lot. There you go. I could have skin first, but I feel that feels weird. That feels weird to me. Okay, it's time for the measuring stick to come back in. Hello, measuring stick. Love having you around. Okay, and now we do this. Make it 8. I think, whoa. I think it'd be cool if for the backstory, it's like this instead. Yeah. Maybe I should make the additional notes less and just have the backstory be huge. I think it's fun like that. Only thing left for this is I want to have lines for these, not for the general appearance. I think that's fine. There you go. Is there anything else? Ooh, I opened Minecraft. Let me see. Additional notes, more character description, which is that. Backstory writing, memorize spells, spells known. All right. I think we've done it. And let me take off the display capture. And let me open up all of these. This, that, display capture. Let me go back to this actually. I want to group all the different sections. Do 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 do. I'm a Mario. I forgot I should be doing Mario. Don't sue me, Nintendo. I'm just a little boy making no money. If you could please forward at gmail.com on OnwaVT. That would be good. Okay. Okay. I was sure I grouped these. I might have ungrouped everything. It's very possible. No, that stayed grouped. I guess I just ungrouped everything. For I am a small little fool. I'll probably have to go back here and delete stuff. Because I think... Because I'll have to make it fillable. I want to make this a fillable thing. A fillable PDF so you don't have to print anything. So I'll probably have to go back here and delete stuff. Like the circles for the checkboxes, like in movement. I'll probably have to delete that stuff. But for now, here is the fully finished thing. Not on one not on one PDF. I'll have to join them together. But here's the first page. Zoom in. Very nice, very nice. Second page. Very nice, very nice. The third page. Very nice, very nice. Although I just noticed these are not... They're not right. They're zigzagging. And the story. Check the story, fourth page. Very nice, very nice. Ugh. Okay. We need to fix... We need to fix this. I went the wrong way. Why is it being weird? What did I do? What did I do? Why did this happen? I don't want to do this. I don't want to fix it. Ugh, I don't want to. I don't want to deal with it. It is very annoying though. They're all just weird. They're not like none of them are in the right location. I'll do that later. I'll just do that later. For now, the sheet is done. Thank you everyone for coming here. It was a lot of fun having you. I think it's about time we rate out. Ooh, spooky, spooky rating. Ooh, don't get scared. Ooh, ooh. You know what? We're rating Catherine Persic. When we raid out, remember what you have to do. You have to. You have to. You have to give a compliment. All right, that's what you do. Go. Go give your compliment. Go. Do it. Do it. Go. Go. Do it right now. Go. Go. Go do it. Yeah.